In the heart of a verdant wilderness, where towering cliffs adorned the skies and twisting trails snaked through the thick underbrush, three companions embarked on an adventure. Connor, the daredevil, Charlotte, the cautious one, and Riley, the passionate naturalist. Each held a shared love for exploration, a bond that had held them together since their childhood days. As they veered off the beaten path, lured by the thrill of discovery, the endless expanse of cliffs overlooking the trails presented an intimidating spectacle. The steep precipices plunged into an abyss, offering a panorama that was as mesmerizing as it was daunting. Vibrant foliage clung to the edges, in a brave but precarious display of nature's resilience. Connor, his voice filled with the euphoria of their expedition, called out, "Nothing beats the adrenaline of a new adventure." Charlotte and Riley, silently echoing his sentiment, drank in the stunning views. Amidst the magnificence, an underlying trepidation gnawed at Charlotte's subconscious, a prophetic sense of dread that she shrugged off as simple fear of heights. Suddenly, the chorus of birdsong ceased, and a queer silence pervaded the atmosphere. Charlotte's heart pounded in her chest. "Did you?" she began, but the ground beneath them interrupted with a faint, ominous tremor. Earthquake. The word hung in the air, unspoken yet understood. Initial faint ripples soon evolved into violent convulsions. The friends exchanged a glance of terror before Riley finally voiced it. "Earthquake, run!" As the world around them churned, the ground beneath Connor wavered. Before Charlotte could reach out, he was catapulted off the cliff edge, his terrified shout disappearing into the bottomless void. Charlotte's scream tore through the tumultuous rumble, but the earthquake drowned her agony. "Charlotte, we need to move, now!" Riley's voice jerked her back to reality. Survival instincts kicked in, propelling them to flee from the wrath of the tempestuous earth. Stumbling and sprinting, they ran amidst the frenzy of shifting rocks and swaying trees. The quake's thunderous roar served as a horrifying soundtrack to their desperate escape. Each footfall was an unsure step in a dance with death, the floor of their stage threatening to crumble beneath them. Suddenly, with a horrific crack, a massive tree near them succumbed to the quake, collapsing directly across their path. Charlotte screamed, her voice raw with terror. Riley, panting heavily, managed to respond. We can't stop, Charlotte. Over ... we have to go over it." Driven by adrenaline and a primal will to survive, they clambered over the fallen giant. Every second was a race against the relentless tremors, a balance between life and death, safety and disaster. The realm they once admired was now a monstrous beast, morphing from a tranquil sanctuary to a deadly labyrinth in a matter of moments. They witnessed firsthand the horrifying duality of Mother Nature, the harmonious balance between serene beauty and destructive might. With a shared determination, they pressed on, driven by the promise of safety just beyond the quaking landscape. Sweat poured down their faces, their bodies pushed to the brink of endurance. "We're almost there, Charlotte," Riley gasped, his voice rasping with exhaustion. And then, as abruptly as it had started, the earth ceased its tantrum. An uncanny silence filled the atmosphere, replacing the earthquake's fearsome anthem. The battle seemed over, but the scars of war marred the landscape. Upturned soil, splintered trees, and displaced boulders bore silent testimony to the devastation. They stumbled into the clearing at the trailhead, the quietness echoing louder than any tumult they had endured. Their bodies, battered and trembling, surrendered to exhaustion, collapsing onto the soft, shaken earth. The reality of their ordeal began to sink in, the haunting echo of Connor's terrified cry still ringing in their ears. Around them, the landscape was a raw wound, where the serenity of nature was ravaged by its own power. The once grand trees that stood like guards along the trails were now shattered or uprooted, their majestic forms laid low by the earthquake's might. Rocky fragments from the cliff faces lay scattered, mute witnesses to the violent upheaval. Tears welled up in Charlotte's eyes as she looked at the transformed landscape. The beauty that they had ventured into was now a horrifying testament to the wrath of the earth. The tranquil wilderness was now a graveyard of trees and a testament to their lost friend. Riley, his face pale and drawn, squeezed Charlotte's hand tightly. "We made it, Charlotte. We survived." His voice was hoarse, subdued by the magnitude of their loss. And as they sat there, amidst the ruins of their adventure, A chilling wind blew, whispering tales of the horror they had survived. The two friends, bound by an unforgettable trauma, grieved for their lost companion, mourning amidst the terrible grandeur of the landscape. When you subscribe, be sure to click the notification bell. Click here for more true scary stories.